get question from like this stomata part, right? Or the vascular part, right? Vascular system here. This is important, right? I told you that the vascular system is very important, right? And then anatomy of these, right? Dicot root, monocot root, you won't get question from this one, right? Okay, got it, Shidika? So in case if you have any doubt,
Yes, sir.
then ask me. Then we will move to the next chapter, and I would.
Okay, sir. 1 second, I'll just go through it.
Yes, sure.
No, sir, it's clear.
Right. So do the question from this part, right? Go through with some previous year question paper and let me know. Discuss with me if you encounter any difficulty. Then next part is animal anatomy, right? Animal tissue part.
Yes, sir.
This is a bit difficult part, right? But you have to
Yes,
focus only
sir.
those parts. Yes, a bit difficult, not that much difficult. No, this is difficult for sake of writing the answer. But fortunately, you will get less question from this part in your school exam, and this is very important for your medical examination. But for the medical examination, the questions are not that much difficult. The question you will see, we will do some question today as well. So they are not that much difficult. So first there is a classification, right? So uh, animal tissue can be divided basically in 4 categories. Whatever written over here, I will discuss first thing, and I will try to make you understand what exactly important for NEET. Look, in NCRT, there are only these type of the question, these type of the tissues which I have underlined over here. So we have divided animal tissue in broadly 4 categories: epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous. So basically, what are the epithelial? Try to build up some concept. Look, Shadika, every part of the tissue which make either external or internal lining or covering of organ or body. What I said, every covering of body or organ, either external covering or internal covering, will be made up of epithelial tissue. What is the example for that? If you'll ask me that our body, our external covering, like body covering is a skin, dermal part, this is made up of epithelium. When I say that external or internal covering of organ, let's say we have heart. So external covering of heart, there is a membrane where the heart remains packed. We call that pericardium membrane. So that pericardium membrane is made up of epithelium. When I say internal covering, right, we have our intestine, right, or we have our lungs, the internal covering of lungs, internal lining of lungs, internal layer of the lungs, internal layer of intestine, it is made up of. So this was a conceptual. It's not a fact. This is the concept of biology. Got it? That's
Yes,
how you
sir.
will be able to weed out the those options which are not answer for a question, right?
Yes, sir.
So further, we divide epithelial tissue in three categories: squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. So there are, you can see there are further two more categories: ciliated and glandular. So look, ciliated or glandular tissues are those tissues. They are basically the modification of cuboidal or columnar. So if cuboidal tissue have cilia in its outer surface, we will call it what? Cuboidal ciliated tissue. If columnar tissue have developed cilia, we call that. So ciliated tissues are not a different kind of. Basically, they are the modification of cuboidal or columnar. The same with the glandular tissue. If cuboidal tissue starts secreting some substance like enzyme or hormone or any excretory product, we will call that what? Glandular tissue. If columnar tissue develop a gland-like structure, starts secreting or excreting something, we will call that what? Glandular tissue. So ciliated and glandular are the modification of cuboidal and columnar. They are not different kinds. So broadly, we have divided epithelial tissue into 5 categories. Did you got that?
Yes, sir.
Now come to the connective tissue. So we have talked about the covering of body or covering of organ. Now what are the connective tissue? Basically, the connective tissue are those tissues which connect a organ or a tissue to another organ or another tissue. So those tissue which connect a tissue to another tissue, right? So we have further divided them in 4 categories: areolar, adipose, skeletal, and areolar tissues are those tissues where there is a gap between tissues, right? So gap doesn't mean that there is a air is filled over there. No, gap means there are either some liquid parts, some lymph, some blood, or this. So areolar tissues are very loose kind of. Then come to the adipose. So adipose tissues are those tissues which absorb or which collect fat. Then come to skeletal tissue. So skeletal tissues are those tissues. They are basically their structure is made up of bone, right? They make our body structure, right? Or they give support to our body. So they are bone and cartilage. You know, bones are the solid one and cartilage are the plastic. Then come to the fluid. Those connective tissue which are in the form of fluid, right? So they are basically blood and lymph. Further come to the muscular tissue, right? So muscular tissues means in general in the layman language we call them muscles, right? So muscles are striated, smooth, and cardiac. They are different kind of the muscles. They give shape to our body. They help in the functioning of organ, right? And then come to the nervous tissue. So nervous tissues are basically the wire-like structure which are spread over the body, and they arise or they originate from the brain, and they carry information to every part of the body, and they bring back the information or response from the rest of the part of the body or from the environment, right? So this is the broadly classification of. Got it?
Sir, could you just explain it again?
Uh, the complete tissue system.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
I
Look,
didn't understand.
okay, fine, no issue. First, we have divided animal tissue in 4 categories: epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous. So epithelial tissue, they are basically of 3 types: squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. So what are basically epithelial tissue? Every tissue which make covering of our body, like skin is covering of our body. Either it make the covering of organ or external or internal covering of organ. So that is epithelial. So
Okay, sir.
right. So this is the epithelial tissue. Got it? So every covering, internal or external, is made up of epithelial tissue. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we have further divided. We'll study them in next slide. Uh, Further, epithelial tissue is of 3 types: squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. Right. Now the rest of 3 tissue you will see ciliated and glandular. What are they? What they are? So basically, ciliated or glandular tissues, they are the modification of cuboidal or columnar. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So if cuboidal tissue develops cilia or columnar tissue develops cilia, we will call them ciliated tissue, not cuboidal or columnar. Got it?
Yes, I got it.
If cuboidal or columnar develop gland-like structure, means they start secreting something, excreting something, or secreting something, right? So we will not call them cuboidal or columnar. We will call them glandular tissue. So basically, what I said that ciliated and glandular are modification of cuboidal or columnar. Is that clear?
Oh, okay, sir. Yes,
Got it?
got
Fine.
it.
If you want, I can dictate this line. Do you want to note it down? These are the conceptual
Yes,
building.
sir.
Please note
Yes,
it down.
sir.
Note
One
down.
second, I'll just get my pen. Okay, sir. Could you
Yeah.
let me know?
Ciliated tissue are the modification of ciliated tissues are the modification of cuboidal cuboidal or cuboidal or columnar tissue when a cuboidal tissue or columnar tissue develop a cilia at its free surface at
At it?
at its free surface develop cilia at its free surface. Look, Shadika, these both are ciliated tissue, right? This
Yes.
is cuboidal ciliated tissue. Got it? Basically, this was a cuboidal tissue. It have developed cilia. Got it? This is columnar ciliated. Got it? This is columnar ciliated. This is cuboidal ciliated. So basically, ciliated tissue are modification of cuboidal or columnar. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Further, please draw this right after I draw it. Glandular. So same with the glandular. So what is the function of glandular tissue? So glandular tissue, they work like gland, they secrete something. So when a cuboidal tissue, this is a cuboidal, cube-like structure, it's a cuboidal, right? It developed gland-like structure and it is secreting some substance, like it may be enzyme, it may be hormone, or it may be anything, right? So this is cuboidal glandular, right? And this one, this is secreting something, and this is columnar columnar glandular. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So note it down for glandular. Glandular tissues are those tissues which make part of which make part of part of gland. They secrete some substance. They secrete some substance. Full stop. Glandular are also modification of glandular are also modification of cuboidal or cuboidal or columnar tissue, cuboidal or columnar tissue. Shidika, did you got it? And please draw the diagram.
Yes,
Well, right? Draw the both of the diagram, which I have drawn, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Done, sir.
Done? Fine. Okay. Then come to next issues are. So first we will study about these tissues, right? So first let me again revise for you. Look, connective tissue. Try to understand. So further, what are the connective tissues? Connective tissues are those which connect a tissue from another tissue. Clear? Right, Shidika?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we further divided connective tissue in 4 categories: areolar, adipose, skeletal, and fluid. Areolar tissues are those tissues where there is a gap between tissue. There is a space between tissue. There are 2 tissues, more than 2 tissues, but between tissue there are gap. So what is the gap? In between the gap there is some fluid, right? So we call them areolar. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then adipose tissue. Adipose tissues
So,
are those.
sir,
Yeah,
areolar tissues are liquid,
areolar
or
tissue.
they're the ones like besides the liquid.
Yeah, actually, they have a protein fiber, tendon, tendon and ligament. They have protein fiber. They are made up of
Yeah.
fibers, protein fibers. Got it?
Okay.
So suppose that look,
Yes, sir.
you can see, we have our skin. Look, this is my skin, right? This skin is made up of what? This skin is made up of epithelial tissue. This outer skin. Beneath this skin, there are some areolar tissue. So there are some thread-like structure. Between thread, there is some liquid, right? And in that
Yes,
liquid,
sir.
some WBC are wandering here and there. What they will do, they are wandering here and there and fighting with bacteria, virus, and other infections. Got it?
Yes, sir. So that
Now,
fiber-like tissue is the areolar tissue.
no. That complete structure is called areolar tissue.
Okay,
Look,
sir.
what is areolar tissue? You have a layer of gel. Imagine you have a layer of jelly. Inside jelly, there are some fiber of sweets. Got it? Some fiber of sugar,
Yes, sir.
right? It's
Oh, so
like
the
that.
entire thing.
Exactly. It's like that. You have the candy, that cotton candy, right? And that cotton candy is inside a gel.
Yes, sir.
So that gel part is the fluid, and that fiber of cotton candy are basically what they are. They are protein fiber. That is areolar tissue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Got it? Okay. So they have different functions. We'll discuss them, right? What are the adipose tissue? You know, Shidika, have you ever imagined that when a person eat a fat, too much fat, right, fatty substances, junk food, right? So he or
Yes,
she
sir.
get obese, right? Her or his tummy comes out, not biceps come out. Why?
Because the fat gets stored over there.
Why the fat get stored? Why fat won't get stored in my biceps? Like I'll start eating like chola bhatura and all that, right? And junk food
Uh,
and increasing my biceps, right? That would
I don't know, sir.
that would have been possible, right? But
Yes, sir.
if you eat like that, eat junk food like that way, you won't develop your like biceps or triceps. Rather than like you will become a kung fu panda kind of person, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, unfortunately, right? I imagine sometimes that if the God may have done that, so rather than going to gym, it's better to have chola bhatura and all that, right? And increase your
Yes,
biceps.
sir.
So and have cheese. So, but unfortunately, this is not possible. God haven't designed that. The why it happens basically, unfortunately, adipose tissue they store the fat, and they are not found in our biceps. Basically, they are found in the maximum amount of adipose tissue are in our belly region. So this
Okay, sir.
rather than six pack, this jumbo abs come out, right? So and then they are in our chest part, cheek part. So you must have seen that the those healthy kind of people, rather than healthy, we like
Yes, sir.
to be some gentleman. We call them healthy people, but basically they are not healthy. They are fat kind of people, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
their cheeks come out, right? Their cheeks come out. Their high part develop like bulge
Yes.
out, right? And tummy comes out. So basically, all those parts which bulge out due to the extra fat, they are the part where the adipose tissue are. Got it?
Okay, sir. Yes,
One
sir.
more very interesting kind of thing. Uh, you will see that the skin of male and female is quite different, right?
Yes,
Female
sir.
skin is smoother and male skin are hard and rough kind of skin, right? Uh, and the marketing company which make the beauty cream, they say that there are different kind of skin of human, like men and women, and they make a different cream for men and different cream for female. By the way,
Yes, sir.
there is no difference anatomically in skin of male and female. The only difference is that female have more adipose tissue than male. That's why their skin is
Oh,
smoother.
okay.
Yes, that's why their skin is smoother. And male have less adipose tissue in their skin. That's why their skin is rough.
Okay, sir.
But by the way, most of the people do not study biology like this way. So they think that the male and female skin are different, and male should have a different cream, and female should have different cream, right? And by this way, the marketing company are selling two cream in the same family rather than two, three cream. There is a baby cream that is different kind of cream, right? So in the same
Yes,
family,
sir.
same brand, they sell three cream, which is not required, right? So that's how they fool the people. Marketing people fool the people, right? So why the female
Okay.
skin is smoother? Because they have more adipose tissue. It means if the female will take the fat, she will become fattier quicker than comparison to a male, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this was the story behind the adipose tissue. Then come to the skeletal. Adipose tissue, number of the time the question have been asked from the adipose tissue. That's why I am emphasizing on this one, right?
Okay,
Then
sir.
skeletal tissue, bone and cartilage. So look, this nose, this part is made up of this part. This part is made up of bone, and this part is made up of cartilage, right? So they both are skeletal tissue. So they have given the shape to my nose, right? But this part is bony part, right? This is made up of this is also skeletal tissue. So basically, they give shape to our structure or organ. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So they are the skeletal
Got it.
tissue. Then come to the fluid tissue. That tissue, why we call them connective tissue? Look, blood is taking nutrition from the intestine and it is delivering to the brain, muscles, every part of the body. So it's connecting a tissue from another, right? In the same way, it is bringing oxygen from the lungs and providing to all tissues of the body. So that's how they are connecting from the lungs tissue. to the rest of the part of the body. So that's why they are called connective. Sometime or like in some books, there is a special kind of the classification. They call them a special kind of tissue, a specialized tissue, right? Blood and lymph is a specialized. So either you can call it fluid tissue or you can categorize them in specialized. Okay. So don't get confused.
Yes, sir.
Some animal classification is very diverse. If you will read 10 books, there will be 4 or 5 different kind of the classification. But this is the basic and this is the most appropriate classification which is in front of your slide, right? So fluid and then sometime is specialized, right? In place of fluid, you will get specialized tissue. Right? So basically, a specialized tissue or blood and lymph. Then come to the muscular tissue. So what is the muscular tissue? Muscular tissues are basically those, they are muscles. What muscles? These hand muscles, right? The muscles which are present between our fingers, right? These muscles. So basically, bone is a skeletal tissue, skin is epithelial tissue, right? Between bone and skin, what is there?
Muscle.
So these muscles are called muscular tissue. Technically, these muscles are called muscular tissue, and they may be straighted, smooth, or cardiac, right? So straight, if they obey the command of brain, they are straighted. If they do not obey the command of brain, they are smooth. If they make our heart, they are not commanded by the brain, they are the cardiac, right? So that's how we classify
Yes,
the
sir.
muscle, right?
Okay, sir.
Now the body structure is complete. Now it comes to the running current across the body, right? Or running information across the body. So we have a big server, that is a brain, right? Brain is a computer and server, right? It is giving command to the rest of the body. Those commands are propagated or carried by a special kind of the fiber or a special kind of the wires. Those wires are basically called nervous. Clear?
Got it, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
these wire, they take command to the rest of the part of the body, and in return they bring back some information of external environment as well, right? Like there is a cold outside, so temperature is down, air temperature is down. That information will be carried out from the skin receptor to the nervous system to the brain, and then we will feel that the temperature is down outside. So what brain will decide? Brain will decide we need to protect the internal energy of the body so that the body temperature do not go down below the 37 degrees. Brain will give command to the whole skin, and skin will become shrink, right? Skin will shrink. Goosebumps will come. Why? This is the phenomena to protect the energy. Then shivering will start, right? There will be vibration in our jaw. Shivering will start. That is the basically, what is the shivering? Shivering part. What is the jaw vibration? These are the mechanism of production of the energy inside body so that we could maintain our internal body temperature. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is the whole classification of the animal.
Got it, sir. It's clear.
Okay, great. Now come to the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, so they have the various shape, closely arranged. There is no gap between them. One or more layer they may be, right? This is important for you. They evolved first and formed first in the animal. So they are the first tissue which develop in animal. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Then there is an intercellular junction. What are the intercellular junction? Like we study plasmodesmata, right? Same kind of the interconnection between the cells. So they have the intercellular junction. This question has been asked many times. They are avascular. What does it mean? Avascular means epithelial tissue do not have blood supply. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then they have good power of regeneration and or repair. Right? They frequently they get damaged. So let me give you one example of epithelial tissue. Uh, you will see like tonight you will sleep, and tomorrow morning when you will wake up, you will see that there is some like layer kind of the thing inside your internal cheek. Have you felt that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is that? Basically, that is not any bad thing or like any excretory product which have make a layer. No, basically these cheek cells, uh, the outermost, so the layer of mouth is an organ. So I have already told you that internal layering or internal covering of organ is made up of epithelial tissue. So that is for sure that internal layer of our mouth is made up of epithelial. Look, so these epithelial tissue overnight they make a layer. They divide, cells divide, and they make a layer. When you brush out, what happens? That layer is removed. Got it? So the thing which you feel in your cheek inside overnight, that is basically a layer of epithelial tissue, and we call them swab cell. SWAB, swab cell. Right? Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is this
So
the same as the one on our tongue?
uh, in tongue,
On the
no, no,
tongue?
tongue. There are a special kind of epithelial tissue. They are basically taste buds. So that is basically
Yes, sir.
saliva and all that secretion.
No,
And
no.
whatever we
Sometimes
eat,
when we wake up, the tongue is white.
actually, there is one more thing. That is a bacterial growth as well.
Oh, okay, sir.
Bacterial growth, and whatever we eat, right? So something
Yes, sir.
they get stuck in our they get like they stuck with our these, because there is a gap between the taste buds, right? So it make a layer kind of thing, and bacterial growth develop over there. Suppose that I add the this one cake, right? So cake has sugar substance, they have fat substance. Fat get deposited, make a layer, and over that fat, bacteria will develop if I will not brush. Got it? So
Yes, sir. Got it.
that is the thing, right? Uh, yes. So I was telling you swab cell. Why I am telling you swab cell? You must have seen the most common cancer is mouth cancer. Are you agree with this one or not? Mouth
Which
cancer
one?
is the most
Which
common.
type?
Most common cancer is mouth cancer. Mouth cancer. The cancer which
Yes,
develops
sir.
in mouth. That is the most common. Why? Do you know?
Uh, this is where many people use harmful substances
Yeah,
such as
that is also a
smoking
reason that
and
people, yeah, people use tobacco, cigarette, cigar,
yes, and
bidi, and all that.
it's also more it's likelier to get infections because of bacteria like from dirty
Look,
food or like bacteria from on food.
cancer will take place on those cells more frequently where the cells are dividing fast.
Oh,
So
okay.
swab cells are dividing frequently, right?
Yes, sir.
That's why there are more chances to develop cancer over there. No, got it?
Okay.
That is the reason
Yes,
behind it.
sir.
Wherever the cells are dividing fast, there are the more chances to be uh, development of the cancer. Got it? So that is the reason. One more thing, for sake of DNA fingerprinting, we take swab cells. This is the third
Yes,
important.
sir.
Swab cells,
Yes.
they are taken out. If you want to do DNA fingerprinting, they take out the swab cells from mouth. Got it? So
Yes,
further,
I got it.
we divide epithelial tissue in three types. So this is the squamous, right? Simple squamous tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue. So there is some basement membrane. It work like a adhesive, and there are connective tissue. And over the connective tissue, these are the flat, the cells which have the flat nucleus, right? So they make the outer lining. So they are the flat cells. They rest on basement membrane. Their nucleus is flat. Nuclei is flat. That is the question. This question I have seen. Their nuclei is flat, right? And the most frequently asked question, where they are found. So you have to remember. This is the question for me. They have flat nuclei. They are found in the alveoli, Bowman's capsule, blood vessels, lymph vessels, testis, ovary, and skin. So what you have to remember, Siddhika, for sake of medical examination, you need to remember their example, where they are found. You will get what kind of the question? You will get the question. The alveoli are made up of epithelial tissue, ciliary epithelium, squamous tissue, muscular tissue, that kind of the option. Clear?
Yes, sir.
What is their function? Protection, excretion, exchange of gases, or right. So they are flat kind of. Now come to
Yes,
simple
sir, got it.
simple cuboidal tissue. So cuboidal tissue, they have cube-like structure. You can see they have cube-like structure. Clear? So
Yes, sir.
cuboidal shape is a squarish shape. Nuclei are round and at the center. In a squamous nucleus where nuclei were flat, but here the nuclei are round and at the center. Microvilli develop at free surface. So when microvilli will develop, you will call them ciliated cuboidal epithelium. Got it?
Yes,
This
sir.
is the question I have seen multiple times. Germinal epithelium, they make the germinal epithelium. Means wherever the formation of sperm and egg take place, right? So inside the ovary, inside the testis, they are found. And formation of sperm or egg, like gamete, takes place from these cuboidal tissue. That's why they are called germinal epithelium. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So I have seen the question like this way. Uh, the gamete development take place. Cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, squamous epithelium, is that kind of stuff, right? So they make the germinal epithelium. They are found in salivary, pancreatic duct, DCT will study this. They are found in kidney nephron, right? Testis and ovary, iris of eye, sweat gland, mammary gland, right? Sorry, eye and sweat gland of mammalian. Uh, their function: protection, secretion, absorption, excretion, gamete. That is all. Same. There is a basement membrane. There is a connective. The live or the connective. Is that clear, Vinta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, simple columnar. So they are column-like structure, right? Again, you can see here the nucleus will be at the base, right? So this is the basement membrane. This is connective tissue, and these are the columnar cells, right? Nucleus is present at the base, right? Again, microvilli develop on the sea surface. We will call them ciliated columnar tissue, right? Like this way, like this way. Right? What is their function? Why microvilli develop? They increase the surface area for absorption, right? So they are elongated, placed side by side. Nuclei lie near the base, right? That question have been asked. Those columnar tissue which secrete mucus, we call them goblet cell. This is the important question, right? Look, so if they develop this microvilli-like structure, we call them ciliated columnar tissue. Then if they start secreting like goblet cell, they secrete mucus, right? We call them glandular tissue. Clear? So I have told you that glandular and ciliated are the modification of columnar or cuboidal. Is that
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Did you got the goblet cell?
Yes, I got it.
That is important, right? They are found in the stomach, intestine, gallbladder, bile duct, gastric gland, intestinal gland. Clear? Look,
Yes, sir.
ciliated epithelium. So this is ciliated epithelium. It is modification of columnar. They have cilia-like structure. What is their function? They transport material. They may be columnar or cuboidal. This question I've been asked. Trachea. So in trachea, these ciliated epithelium are found, right? And even in nephron, they are found. Glandular epithelium. They are again the modification of cuboidal and columnar. They secrete hormone, enzyme, or excretory product, and they may have endocrine or exocrine function. Right? So they are the glandular epithelium. Again, the type of epithelium: simple squamous, simple cuboidal, simple columnar, right? And then stratified means multiple, made up of multiple layers. This is columnar, right? Transitional means made up of multiple layers. Go through with this one, epithelial tissue, and let me know if you have any doubt.
Okay, sir. Just Clear, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now there are some questions. Find the correct match. Tell me. So what should be the answer of first one?
Is it
Which
1
one?
second?
Yeah. Go through with. You'll get that kind of a question.
Is it A?
Okay. Let me take it. Then we will check the answer. To this. So as per you, this is it. This is C. Then second.
Um, A?
Okay. As per you. And for this one, okay. Third.
B?
B. Then uh, leave this fourth one. Fifth one. Tell me. Stratum germinatum. Try to understand. Stratum means layer. Germ layer. We have just studied. Explained you. Germ layer is made up of germinal epithelium.
C?
B. Okay. As per you, this should be the okay. Then sixth. It is the easiest one.
Is it um, A?
This is the A. Right. And the seventh one.
I'm not sure, sir.
Eighth one.
Yes, sir, I'm not sure about it.
The tissue having very less or no intercellular matrix. Means no space. I'm making easy. It's easy question. Read it again. The tissue having very less or no intercellular space means they are compactly arranged. Come on. In definition itself, I have told you. Oh, Shedika, I have just taught you only which tissue I have taught you. The rest of the
A?
three I haven't taught you.
Epithelium?
Obviously, that is in definition of epithelial tissue. There is a no gap.
Yes, sir.
Inner lining of vagina, urethra, esophagus is made up of. I have just given you concept for these kind of the questions. You need not to cram these questions. Inner covering is made up of
B?
Stratified squamous epithelium. Okay. And then that's the D basically. So 9 B, correct. A, you have said A, very good. 7, you haven't solved it, right? So the answer of 7th is D. Stator malpigment. Okay,
Okay.
no issue. It's a bit difficult question, 7th one, so no issue.
Yes, sir.
6th one, you have said A. So what is the answer for 6th? Very good. 5th one, what is the answer of 5th? 5th is C. The answer is of 5th is C. Inner lining of fallopian. It was easy. And then gap is third. What is the answer of third? D. And you have said no, squamous. Blood vessels, they are made of squamous epithelium. And
Okay, sir.
first and second, D and A. The answer for the first D and second is A. So by this way, you must have got that what kind of question they are asking. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So you
Yes,
will
sir,
get
I
only
got
this
it.
kind of question. They are purely the need based question. They are not from
B.
previous. They are not previous year question. They are need, but they are purely need based.
Yes.
You will get exactly this kind of question. So
Okay, sir.
yeah. So you have to solve first. You have to solve previous year question. So are you solving some book? As we have already discussed that.
No, sir, I haven't solved any papers yet.
Why, Shadika?
I haven't got the book, sir. I plan on getting it when I go to India.
You can take it. I told you like many times that take it. That MTG publication. We will
Oh,
last.
right, sir.
Take PDF. If not, if you won't get physical. So where you are right now?
I'm in Saudi right now, sir.
You are in Turkey right now.
Saudi.
Saudi, okay, Saudi Arabia. Right, right.
Yes, sir.
So you can
It's hard to find.
Okay, you can get the PDF.
NEET book.
PDF. You can get the PDF.
Okay, sir.
You can get the PDF. It will be available on the Amazon, but I think in Saudi Arabia it will cost you more.
Yes, sir. It's expensive
Because,
over here. That's why we're waiting until we go to India.
So the best way to get the that one PDF. Right?
Okay, sir.
Take the PDF.
Yes, sir.
Right. So and the PDF will cost you because PDF you can download from the any part of the world, right? So
yes, sir.
Go to some Indian website, any of them, right? And there
Yes.
will be some Indian website who might be providing you in a very low cost.
Okay, sir. I'll check it out. And
Even you can get like some sources free of the cost. That is a fair of chances. I haven't searched that.
okay.
Yeah, even you can get free of cost. So you have to take MTG. Means when you get the free of cost, I think there may be chances that it won't be updated one. But what you have not to do with any updated one, right? There is nothing to do with the updation. Previous year question means previous year question. By the way, if you are getting the free of cost and you are not getting the question 2020, 2021, 22, it's okay. At least you are going to getting the previous year question till 2020. So that is sufficient.
But sir, in the NEET exam, it doesn't. Usually the questions are not the same, right, throughout the years.
No.
So it's okay to try any.
The same. But Shidika, you know, the questions are not the same. For example, the question have been asked that fallopian tube are made up of ciliary epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, glandular epithelium, right? The answer is ciliary epithelium, right? The next year or next to next year or 4 year down the line, you can get the question ciliary epithelium makes fallopian tube, nephron.
Okay.
Sometime or many time those concept are same. Many time options become question and question become option, right? So that but and one more thing, the questions always they move around those core concept, right? So you will get the exposure of what